Morris, and welcome to the Heart of the Home. Today we're going to be featuring Virginia beef. And the type of cut that I'm going to be working with today is a flank steak cut. And I really, really love this style of cut. It's really versatile. You can make tacos with it. You can grill it and slice it and make like a chimichurri, which is a recipe I did in a previous episode of Heart of the Home. It's also really great for what we're going to do today, which are sandwiches. And I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through this recipe. But basically it begins by marinating your flank steak, and then we're going to grill it, and then we're going to serve it with a horseradish mayonnaise, some mixed greens, and some grilled onions, and it's really, 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 really good. Great for game day. So what I've got going here is I've already started marinating this cut of meat, and this particular style or cut really does need a marinade for a while. You want some of the acids, whether you're marinating it in lemon juice or lime juice or, in this case, red wine, to really kind of break down and tenderize that meat, and that takes anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. So this meat's been marinating a good solid 24 hours. What I've got in this particular marinade is a mixture of red wine. It's about a cup of dry red wine. I've got some vegetable oil. I've got some Worcestershire. I've got a little bit of soy sauce, just add a little salt flavoring to it, and then some garlic. Now, as far as these marinades go, you can use any type of combination that you like, but I really like this quite a bit, especially for steak. So I've got a grill pan going, and I'm just going to plop this on here and get this cooking. And when you cook this particular cut of meat, it doesn't need a tremendous amount of time. It's best when it's a little bit rare. Now, since I didn't really have any salt on there, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit now. And I'm also going to add some freshly ground pepper because I didn't have any of that in my marinade. And I like to add these things at the last minute anyways. That way, their flavor is a lot more pungent and you get a nice crust on the meat. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and make our horseradish mayonnaise. And this is really, really easy. It's basically about a half cup of mayonnaise. And then now I'm going to add some sour cream. And this is definitely a recipe. You can eyeball it. It doesn't need to be exact. Go ahead and work with the flavors that you like. And horseradish, of course. I've got several tablespoons of horseradish in here. Again, more or less depending on how pungent you like it. Horseradish is a very strong flavor to a lot of people. It's also really great with beef. And I'm just going to add a couple of dashes of Worcestershire. You could add some minced shallots in here or onions, some green onions. It's a lot of possibilities. Again, always season with a little salt, freshly ground black pepper. Now this is something you could make a couple of days ahead, let the flavors really come together. If you were doing this for a party or an event, you could obviously serve this on the side, and people can just go ahead and make their own sandwiches, which is a really fun idea, if you were doing a tailgate or a football party or a basketball party. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that sit. Meanwhile, I'm going to finish cooking my meat, and we'll be right back as soon as I'm done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and taken my steaks off the grill, and I've cooked them probably 5 to 7 minutes on each side. It depends on how rare you like them. I definitely encourage medium rare at most. If you cook it well done, this cut of meat can get really tough. Definitely medium would be the max on this. So I've taken this off already, and I let it rest about 10 minutes, which you always want to do that with your meat. If you go ahead and take it off, just slice right into it, all those precious juices that you just seared into that meat will come right back out onto your table and onto your cutting board, and you won't have that wonderful flavor. So be aware of that. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and slice a couple pieces. Okay, so you want to slice this fairly thin because this is going to go on your sandwich. And you want it to be easy to pick up and eat. That's a very important part of this as well. I'm just going to cut a few more slices here. All right, let that sit for just a minute. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and put some of my horseradish mayo, a little on the top. I'll also do just a little on the bottom here, just to moisten the bread a little bit. I'm going to add a few mixed greens. This is just some spinach. You could do iceberg lettuce if you want to do iceberg lettuce. You could do just regular salad greens. Doesn't matter. Just some kind of greenery in there is kind of nice, I think. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. Now these are onions that I just tossed with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and sliced them probably about a half-inch thick or so, and I threw them on the grill. And that just, I think, adds a really nice flavor dimension to this. The grilled onions. You could do caramelized onions if you wanted to as well. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add our steak pieces. And cover my sandwich up. Slice it through the middle. Clean my knife off just a little bit because it's such a pretty sandwich. All right. There we go. And there you have it. These are grilled flank steak sandwiches made with Virginia beef, and I've served them with a horseradish mayo and some grilled onions. I'm Kendra Bailey Morris. Let's get cooking.
Recipes from the heart of the home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.